design company look at as they're considering ADA compliance, so aesthetics as well as functionality. So I'm sure she'll be having more conversation with you, but again, the design has not started, so this is the perfect time to get your feedback. Yes?
Let's get back to the cafeteria for a minute.
Okay.
Can we get some real knives and forks made of metal? Because, you know, on the days we have our filet mignon, it's a little tough to cut with the plastic.
So, yes, you can. In the conversations that we've been having with the facility managers, as I'm cost conscious about our contract with our food vendor, we've been spending some of that money on disposables. I want us to get back to really focusing that money specifically on meal products or food products. And a way to do that is to go back to real dinnerware. So plates as well as cups and knives and forks. So as soon as we get our 2018 budget, we're going to figure out how to expend the money on the front end for the hardware or the dinnerware, but then cut that cost as an ongoing cost that we've been incurring for disposable items that clearly you don't like anyway.
Just tough to cut the steak.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
I believe we came in at the part where you were talking about extended time for certain courses. And I liked very much the morning and afternoon classes for the art work, because we have both painting and art history. So by the time we get through the art history background of some of the artists and so forth, we don't have that much time to paint. So I don't know if you or the play instead of 5 weeks. I like the idea that you increase other courses. That's wonderful. And I would like time.
Okay, and thank you for that feedback. We are looking at, again, the most important part of what you guys do to help us is to provide that feedback and in writing, the suggestion box. And you guys will, the art department, I have to say, you do very well with coming together to write on that comment card. So thank you for that. But what we are looking at is trial and error. We tried this session is to break some of those classes up, also adding workshops, because just as your feedback is coming in, we're getting another half of our population that are saying we want smaller classes, we want to be able to try new things. So we want to find a happy medium, so we are appetizing everybody and also giving you an opportunity to see how it can work in different ways. But what we try to do, the coordinators, health and fitness and life enrichment, is work with the instructors, because it's a collective effort to try to make sure that it meets your needs. It's also the planning process and registration. So we will look at, continue to bring that feedback, and we'll see how we can meet your needs as well as the ones that want to try different classes. Okay. Yes.
Are there any plans to expand the fitness area?
The fitness area, you mean
This room?
the fitness room.
It's minuscule.
Probably not right now. There have been no talks of the fitness area needing expansion. Nicole, have you any feedback on that? That's the first of me hearing about expansion of the fitness room. But again, your feedback is important. Right now, the way we're planning our classes and to great efforts of Nicole, the timing, the way the classes are set up and how it goes along with the schedule, we have the amount of people in there comfortably and safely. So no talks right now of expanding the fitness room. We sure can. We sure can.
Is it so small that everybody's sort of crowded trying to avoid the equipment just to work out?
Okay, we would
We can
Okay.
switch the park room.
Okay, let me come over here and then I come back to that side. Yes, I'm sorry.
Question regarding the renovations to the shower associated with the pool area. What happens to the usage of the pool during that time? Like in the next 12 to 18 months, I think you said.
Yes, 8 to 12 months.
8 to 12 months.
I don't know the answer to that. I'll ask. So is your concern that the pool would be out of commission?
Yes.
Okay, I'll ask.
And one of the things that the dream team did mention to us is, again, by them working with the facility managers, if you are, with the scheduling and the registration, we do have a down period. So what we're trying to do is plan around the times that you all are not in your classes. And I know some people did mention that the down period is too long for them, but if you think about it, the instructors planning for their courses, getting the equipment together, making sure everything is up to par when your class starts, that's the perfect time to do it. So we're working closely with the dream team to see how we can get people in when you all are not in class. And make sure that, not sure how some things will, plan out, but that's what we're working. And again, by us being a part of that process, they'll know what's good for us and what's not. Okay, come back.
Well, we're all the painting, the oil and acrylic, which is wonderful, but we're curious when we're going to get the sinks and the cabinets and things. We really need the water in there because we're having to go down to the other bathrooms, which isn't the ideal situation.
Yes, so thank you for the question. So during my earlier updates, I talked about the 5 improvements that have been purchased. The sinks we have the cabinets. So what is the plan for the installation?
Okay, so we have the sinks on the property. 2 things have been ordered, the file cabinets. We've gone away from the original plan of building for the lack of time. We don't want to disturb your class time. So we're thinking, we've been given a date of November 16th for one delivery and at the end of November for another delivery. I'm hoping the dream team is on standby to come and install, but we don't want to call them in until everything is on site. I want to hope that by the end of this year, we should be done with that room.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, the art is great though. Charles does a fantastic job. And getting back to what she had mentioned, the longer, I guess we write that in, and I know you're testing it, but it is nice to have a little bit longer class, for the same reason. Plus, when you get out the oil paint, it's so wet, you have to, you're in a project, you want to keep painting a little bit. So I understand what you're talking about, the shorter classes. So I guess we're just you're experimenting right now. Is that correct?
Yes, we are, because we're getting new people coming in. We have other people that have been here, but the suggestions, again, some people say put something in the suggestion box and we never look at it, but we're looking at that. We're looking at the feedback. And you may see one group who's saying, oh, the food is too salty, and then the other half is saying, oh, put some salt on the food. So we try to get with the experts in those departments, like our chef and our fitness coordinator and our life enrichment coordinator, the art instructor, and try to come up with a happy medium.
Okay.
But we do have to try different things. We know change is hard. I know it's hard for me, but we want to make sure that we're serving a diverse group. And our center, I must say, as far as diversity, it comes in so many different ways, even with the art department.
Hello?
Okay, anyone else? Yes.
Now, I'm for the arts and crafts, and I just wanted to let you know that this is the first time I've taken any art classes, and I'm hand building in clay. And it is amazing. I never considered myself creative, but it is bringing out the creative juices.
Well, thank you for that. Kudos to the art department. Yes.
I wanted to compliment my instructor in mosaics and
Okay.
in my genealogy class, Dean Carroll. We get volunteers, so is that correct?
Yes, they are.
Are they not going to be effective like us?
I think so. We're not cutting any volunteers, no. And let me say that too, our program definitely would not be what it is without the countless hours of volunteers. And again, that's the most precious thing that anybody can give us is their time. And they are dedicated in here again, sometimes before we get here at 6 o'clock and 6:30. So thank you to the volunteers that are in here and your participation. Without your participation, we wouldn't need anybody here. So thanks for the comments and the compliments. Anybody?
My instructor's name is Helen.
Helen. Oh, Helen must have paid you all off before you came in. Yes. Yes.
Is there a way, everybody's name is important to them, and they get insulted. One lady was insulted because I called her a different name, and it was another name. And so, is there like paper, like stickers that we just put on? Even I know there's identification things, but we can see it clearly, and especially instructors, so we can see their names very loud and clear and printed, so that everyone knows their name. It's like some people are just so hurt. Well, I told you your name before, but we don't remember.
Okay.
There's so many names, but one lady did get insulted. I apologize, but I think she was hurt. I was like,
That's something that we can do. And Carrie, one of our Friends of Benson members slash special events coordinator slash, she is the name tag connoisseur. And if it doesn't work to your liking, we can work with how we can do it.
large, yeah.
Yes.
They can't see it. Yeah.
Yes, so we can work on that. For instructors, and some people mention, even when they want to give compliments to some of the staff, especially in the kitchen, they need to know who they are and their names. They see their faces, but they can't remember the names.
So if you want to start a name list.
You trying to make me work here? Are you trying to make me work? Okay. We can start a name list, yes. Anybody else?
So just let me be clear on the budget situation. There are currently no cuts to the budget. Okay, so I just wanted to be clear that I was only sharing the scenarios that I had to submit. So I don't want the message to be garbled that what I shared is real and that there are cuts. There are no cuts that have been implemented for 2018. And again, we'll watch very closely on Friday to see what the outcome is as it relates to the tax digest. But again, there have been no cuts for programming of any kind in my department in this facility under Ms. Hudson's direction. So just want to make that clear.
One more question, or maybe it's a suggestion. I don't know what it is, but today when we were coming in to try to get people to come, and this turns out to be a pretty big group, but several people made a comment of when you're coming, could you come early? And I don't know what that means in terms of scheduling changes that have to be made here, but that seems to be something that people.
That's good. Okay, and when we say earlier, tell me from the crowd that we have here, do we want before lunch or give me some idea? Before lunch? So because we're going to run into classes, so what we could do is try to plan ahead, you know, and again, I think what Dr. Roshell wants to do is definitely, you know, see your face and see you in a different light, you know, not just here and there every now and then. And I thank her for coming today and going to the other places because this does make a difference. So you don't think I'm just up here making up something and saying that we have a new director and she doesn't exist. I'm just kidding. But that.
So the reason that the time was the time is because this is your normal.
1:30.
Yeah. So my appeal to the facility managers, I didn't want to disrupt anything. So I wanted to just come to an opportunity to chat with you during a time that was routine so that it wouldn't upset the apple cart, so to speak. But I am happy to come at any time. We can schedule it. But the reason the time flowed the way it did is because I was just inviting myself to what she already had planned.
And have no fear, they told me to change the open mic already. It's too late, yes.
We were just chatting and we thought to do it at lunch would be ideal because.
Oh, wait, hold on. See this?
Have everybody in here, a bigger.
But let me tell you what, I lost my head 2 months ago talking during lunch I have 80% of our dining experience. I had a box of comments that said, no talking during lunch. That is the only time that we get a chance to engage with one another. So,
But it wouldn't be all the time, and this is important, and the more people that hear this, otherwise we're just running classes.
we'll work on trying to plan something that everybody, so we'll have a big
So
crowd.
lunch and learn.
Yes, because I want to keep my head. I really do. Any other comments, questions? Yes?
I want to say this is a great facility. Great. The teachers are great, it's clean, it's fabulous, and we are very, very lucky.
Thank you. Yes?
One more thing, just to thank you guys for talking to us and letting us know what's going on. We appreciate your time and it's nice to get to see you guys.
Thank you. Yes.
I just have to give a shout out to Jennifer, who I think she's new to the program, and she is the cardio strength instructor for class. And she plays this upbeat music. I feel like I'm on Broadway when I'm doing cardio. And she makes us just work hard. And she's just her positive energy just flows with me for the rest of the day. So applause for Jennifer.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if there are no more comments, thank you so much for coming. And again, continue to give your feedback, write it down, talk to us, come see us, scream at us, hug us after you scream at us. Yes.
Thank you for your sweet comments.
Oh,
I'll see you tomorrow. That's absolutely right.